All right. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, party people? What is going on? I'm your host, Project Mac, aka Mac Solomon. Welcome to the Winner's Diet Show. Reporting to you live on this lovely Friday evening. It's hot as hell out here in California, by the way. I'm really burning and sweating my ass off out here. So I don't know where else you guys are, but out here in Cali, man, we are sweating up a storm. I feel like a fat ass pig. Um, Make sure you guys stay hydrated, man, because it's gonna be hot summer. Um, but besides that, man, before we get into today's show, please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, comment something down below what you want to see next, to show some love, whatever you want to say. Show me some hate, I don't care, as long as you guys are subscribing and commenting. That's all I care about. Again, hit that like button, push us up that algorithm, man. Put us in that YouTube algorithm, man. So we appreciate you guys as always. Excuse me, my voice is a little hoarse. Gotta stay hydrated out here, man. This is not a game, man. When it gets hot like this, like, you guys really need to stay hydrated out here, because this shit will take anybody out. So you guys got to be very careful, man. Be very careful about, one second here. Be very careful about um not drinking water. A lot of you guys don't drink water as it is. You really got to drink a lot of water out here in this heat, man, because this heat is unbearable. I'm hot. I don't even know why I'm in this hoodie, but I am. But anyway, forget all that. Let's get into today's show, man. We have a live show today, as you guys can see, uh, covering numerous topics. We also are going to get into our regular scheduled segments, the Fit Report, where we discuss various news topics or trending topics in the fitness industry. Also, we also have our other segment, which is the What the Fitness, where we react to funny, comical videos and just give our opinion on that. Um, the whole point of this, guys, is to make sure there is a teaching lesson. Although we joke, we have fun, we laugh, there's always going to be a teaching moment in every segment, every video. There's always going to be something I can point out that can be tied back to you guys. So that is the whole point of our segments. And then we have the main event. The main event, we're covering as to why men need to be uncomfortable as in order to get in shape. So breaking down different reasons why, giving you guys certain examples. So it's gonna be a jam-packed show. No more than an hour, because I hate talking for too long. I gotta get back to reality. But yeah, man. Before we get into it, again, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All you people watching, all you ninja watchers, I know you guys are watching right now. Hit that like button. Don't be a ninja watcher. Hit it right now. It costs nothing. Know a lot of y'all are cheap, but it costs nothing right now. Just hit that like button for me real quick. It takes 2 seconds. All right. But anyway, man. Before we start, let me clear my throat real quick before I get into this game, before I spit this hot fire. As you guys know, we are on. I think we're on episode 9 now, man. So we're almost in that 10 episode span. Either we're on episode 8 or 9, I forgot. But we're really making moves here, man. And you guys are really subscribing on the YouTube page. So I appreciate you guys for that. You guys are showing love on TikTok. All my links are down below for coaching, coaching forums, for all my social media links, YouTube, TikTok, all that stuff is in the description box. So if you guys want to know more, just hit that subscription box. Everything is in there for you. So But without further ado, man, we're gonna get into the first segment of the Fit Reports. I wish we had a drum roll machine, but we don't. It's all good. I'll probably get one later. Here we go. So this first article, it talks about how, one second, people no longer believe working hard will lead to a better life. Listen, and before we get into this, I know right now is a tough time for a lot of people right now. The economy is not in the best shape. Um, Jobs are cutting people left and right, and people are not really seeing any hope right now. So I can understand why people feel like the world is somewhat coming to an end. These are unprecedented times right now. Have we been in this situation before? At least not in my lifetime. You know, we've had ups and downs. We've had the 2008 crash, I would say, but um, right now, as far as inflation and everything costing an arm and a leg, I don't think we've been in this position before. So this is definitely unprecedented times. And man, if you're out there grinding, man, just keep grinding. I don't know what else. I'm in there with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there. I'm right in there with you. I have to work my ass off as well too. There's no other way, but this article talks about how people no longer believe working hard will lead to a better life. Let's read it here. Once the foundation of the American dream, now a fading myth. A global survey reveals that most people no longer believe working hard will actually pay off. In countries like the US, Germany, and France, confidence in social mobility, the belief that you can move up in life through effort, is hitting historic lows. Gen Z and millennials are especially skeptical, with many saying the system feels rigged no matter how hard you grind. Ah, man. See, I'm 50-50 on this topic right now. Um, they are right in the sense of the game is a little bit rigged. I do believe us millennials, at least the younger millennials, right? I'm 30. So I would say anybody from I would say like 40 and below, right? Right at that, the middle part of being a millennial, all the way down to like 29. And then obviously Gen Z. I feel like the game has been harder for us. Our parents were able to buy houses, years ago for $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, it wasn't that low, but I'm just making an example here. But obviously, they were able to buy high assets that will be astronomical today for dirt cheap, you know? And it just shows you how much inflation has dramatically changed the course of how we live, how we spend money, people's mindsets. It's expensive to live right now. It's very expensive to live. So yes, when our parents were going to school, Gen X and Boomers, the student loans weren't that high. You could go to school for, compared to today, for way below what the market, tuition is. So yeah, a lot of things that we are worrying about today, they didn't have to worry about, 40, 50 years ago. Um, does it suck? Yeah, it sucks. Is it fair? No, but life ain't fair. So my stance is this: that because they say working hard is no longer an option, right? They don't see the point in working hard anymore. Well, if that's the case, then I mean, I don't know what else to say. The Because this is what people have to realize when it comes to nature. The whole point of nature is to eliminate the weak. And there's always going to be factors that tie into how we live, that tie into how the world works, that's going to just naturally eliminate the weaker species, the weaker individuals. And this is another form of it doing just that. So I'm not going to say, oh, just give up because it's too hard. That's a weak mentality. Obviously, we don't preach that over here, not on this side, you know, but I will say you have to work smarter. You have to work a little bit smarter. Working hard isn't going to cut it no more. Everybody works hard, man. Everybody works hard. The guy that cuts your grass works hard. The guy that cleans the bathrooms at your gym or your job, he or she works hard. The guy that is, fixing your plumbing, he works hard. Everybody works hard, but who's working smart? See, that's the thing that they haven't caught on yet. How are you going to work smart? How are you going to beat everybody else? Everybody else is trying to make the same money. We're all going for the same jobs. So in a situation like this, we have to create jobs. We have to make something out of nothing. How do you do that? You have to have a plan. Have a plan, be consistent. When I first, before I started this live stream, this, I guess you want to call it podcast, whatever, I had a plan in place. I had a plan in place on how I was going to use this for more marketing, to get my name, to get my face out there, to get my personality out there, to get people to know me, to know how I think, how I speak. This was a plan of mine to boost my brand. And I've had this plan, I would say, the last year and a half. Because the winner's diet, that idea came back in like 2021. I'm just now executing as far as putting it out there and finally going live with it. But the winner's diet mentality goes back to 2021. But I've always had a plan. I'm like, okay, I need to make money online, because where I was in LA, the training market, I feel like as great as it used to be. I don't think the sustainability of coaching was, at least for me, was there anymore. I didn't really see any longevity in training clients, doing classes. I can't make a living like this, man. This is not going to cut it. So I moved to online coaching. That went well for a second, and then I feel like I hit a plateau in that, and I'm like, okay, now how do I rebrand this thing? How am I going to market it better to get more eyeballs on me? So I came up with this. Everything you see here, from the camera to the microphone to the setup, this was all, I would say, a year and a half of just planning and just waiting, because I was going through a situation. I was trying to figure things out. I was, so it took a little time. It took longer than I expected it to, but eventually I finally got it going, and now here we are. But you have to have a plan. And then number two is you have to execute. You have to work on it every single day. There can't be any days off where you don't work on it. Even if you're thinking about it, even thinking about ideas, that's working to me. This shit is 24/7. I'm never not working. If I'm not editing, if I'm not thinking about new ideas, if I'm not, making content, I'm thinking about making content. Like, you just have to think outside the box. You guys can no longer just do the same thing you've been doing, like it's yesteryears. If you continue to do the same thing, you're going to get the same results. You have to think outside the box. You have to be different. So that's why I tell people all the time, it's like, I get people all the time that come to me and is like, hey, I want to make money online. I'm like, well, you got to put your face out there. Oh, I don't want to do that. All right, well, it's going to be hard for you. I'm not saying it's not possible. You can still make money online without speaking and things like that. There's more than one way to skin a cat, but if you want to create a brand, then yeah, you're gonna have to put your face out there and speak. This is not easy, you guys. I'm not the best speaker. I'm not the best communicator. I stumble across my words. I'm not as fluent and coherent when it comes to sentences and things like that. I fuck up. I'm human. I'm not the best speaker, but I'm working on it every single day so that I can become that. I'm working on my deficiencies. I see things for what it is. I don't let it limit me. If I know that I'm weak in something, okay, let's work on it. How do we do that? All right, let's start going live twice a week. And then eventually we're going to keep going live and we're going to keep putting our face out there. We're going to keep speaking on camera and eventually we're going to get better. Do I want to be the world's best public speaker? Probably not. Not really. Now, if somebody wants to hire me and pay me for a speaking engagement, I'll do it. But you just got to think outside the box, man. You really have to have a plan. Anything that I do that I want to do, I have to have a plan. Because I can't relying on personal training, relying on training clients in the gym to take care of myself and feed myself and potentially a family. I don't see any longevity in that. People are too flaky, also, training is the luxury. If you really think about it, you really don't need a personal trainer to get in shape. You really don't need one, but it's a form of luxury. It's very expensive to hire a personal trainer, especially a good one. When you're in LA, if you want to hire a trainer, especially a private trainer, that's going to cost you anywhere from 120 to 250 bucks a session, depending where you are. That is not cheap. And we're talking about 10, 12 sessions a month, 2-3 times a week. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. So either you're going to be financially well off that can afford to pay this, or you're going to be scraping by. And I can't rely on people scraping by to provide for myself. So I had to go and do this online thing and really double down hard on it. Is it where I want to be at? No, but I'm working towards it. And I know confidently I will get the results I want to get. Only because I know right now I'm doing everything I can to put in the work. I'm not missing any days from posting. I'm not missing any days from working on it. I'm not missing any days from curating ideas to better this thing going forward. So, yeah, man, I don't believe that people should give up. I think people need to switch their mentality and see this as a challenge and a way to get better. See it as a way to improve and grow. Life is going to hit you with challenges, man. How are you going to respond to it? So that's my 2 cents on that. So I don't believe in people should give up. Gen Z, millennials, don't give up, man. Just figure it out, man. You can always figure it out. I promise you. If there's one thing you can do when it comes to being challenged, when it comes to adversity, you can always figure it out. It may take you a while. It may take you a year or two or longer, but if you are dedicated enough, you will figure this shit out. All right, let's move on to the next topic in the Fit Report. All right, so you guys know how I feel about body positivity. So here's more propaganda for you guys. Where is it at here? Let's pull this up. Here we go. So as you guys can see right here, a new study shows that this is the perfect male body type. And I don't know who wrote this. I don't know if it was a woman or a man that has this same build, But I can tell you right now that this is a bunch of bullshit. And the scary part about this whole situation is that this men are going to see this and they're going to think that this is actually legit. They're going to see this and they're going to think that this is actually okay to have. Look at this body type, bro. No muscle mass, a gut, man titties. Like this is not a way to live, man. This is not a way to carry yourself. This is not how you want the world to see you. You know, but let's take a look at what they say. They say a new study says this is a male per, I guess there's no description here. Okay, whatever. So I'm guessing this is just more propaganda. I mean, look, a lot of times women will say, and I've done videos on this. Like I've done the street interviews where I pulled up and said, hey, which body type do you prefer? It's like three different body types in a man, from fat all the way to extremely ripped. And I'll ask them, hey, like, which do you prefer as a woman? And a lot of times they'll prefer the guy that's not super ripped, but not fat either. He's like right in the middle, And then some girls will lie and say they want the dad bod. Other girls will say they want you know, but very rarely did women really say they wanted the ripped up shredded guy. And I can see why. That's not really appealing. It appears that guys are too disciplined. A lot of women don't like that. But I'll tell you this though, a lot of women don't like that dad bod shit either. They say they want it, but they really don't. A lot of that shit is like a lot of insecurities. They don't want their man to be attractive to other women. So it's kind of a dirty Mac. It's like a dirty Mac type of deal. But I definitely don't like this propaganda that's being pushed out there. Guys are gonna see this and use this as just justification to not get back in shape. Guys are gonna see the dad bod figure and basically be like, oh, well, see, hey, the media is saying this is the ideal male figure. So why do I need to work out? It's just bad. It's sending a bad message to the general population. What they won't tell you is that this body type comes with, limitations, right? It comes with predisposition, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, which opens up gateways to other things that they have no control over. So they won't push that part on you. They'll only tell you about the dad bod and how it's glorified by the masses and how women find it attractive, and how this is the new sexy. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit because they're only gonna push the good stuff. They're never gonna push the bad stuff. They're never gonna push the bad stuff. So it's just the media being the media again. More body positivity, more, or I say big back positivity. Like I don't subscribe to that shit, man. It's very unhealthy. Men should not strive to have a dad bod. They should always strive to be the best version of themselves physically, of course. And this figure doesn't even look like they work out, man. Like, hold on, let me pull this shit back up. Like this, it doesn't even look like they work out. Like they haven't. Do you think this guy can do a push-up? Do you think he can do 10 push-ups? Do you think this screams masculinity? Do you think this screams that this is something that kids should aspire to be? No, it doesn't, man. It just looks weak and sloppy, undisciplined. That's what it looks like. So, the media will do their best to push this garbage and this nonsense, but If you know, man, you know you're not buying this shit, man. You know you're not buying this shit. So, um, if you guys are over here and you watch me and you guys are resonating with the message, then you know this is a crock of bullshit. Like we don't play this game over here, you know. So anyway, let's keep it moving, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We are going in right now. Shout out to all the watchers in and out of the chat. We appreciate you guys. Just hit that like button. Give me a second here. I gotta replenish my fluids. We going in right now, man. Friday night. I know you guys want to go outside and get drunk, but nah, man, you should be here watching me. You know what I'm saying? This is must see TV. How can you not want to be here? Come on, man. This is the greatest show on earth. All right. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's get to this next one, man. I think we got about one more. We got a few more actually. All right. So this next one talks about how, what does it say here? Oh, it talks about how people are lacking motivation, right? When they go to the gym, they're lacking motivation. They find it a struggle to get up every day and go work out. And my thing is this, man, you should look at yourself in the mirror first, right? And this is exactly what this post says. You don't need motivation. You need to look at your stomach in the mirror and be honest. And this is very true. You don't need motivation. Listen, man, guys will come to me and they'll be like, man, Mac, I have no motivation to work out. It's hard for me to go every day. It's hard for me to stick to a program. My thing is this: the only motivation you need to look at your stomach in the mirror. You need to look at your double chin. That should be the only motivation that you need. Everything else is irrelevant. Pull your stomach up. That should be the only motivation you need. The fact that you can't do 10 push-ups should be the only motivation that you need. The fact that you can't run 5 minutes straight without huffing and puffing and stopping should be the only motivation that you need. Like the fact that you can't do 10 dips, that should be your motivation. Like I don't like excuses, man. I don't like bullshit excuses. I shouldn't have to motivate you to go work out. I shouldn't have to motivate you to go eat clean. The only motivation is the mirror. Look at your stomach. Like, that's the only thing you need. Your energy is always low. That should be your motivation. I'm not giving you a motivational speech. I'm not going to fire you up. I'm not doing any of that shit, man. The thing is this: people are waiting for someone else to light the fire in their ass for them to make a change. And I'm not going to do it. I like guys that are, they need to come to me. They want to come. I want the guys that want to come and make a change already. They just need the structure. If you're looking for structure and accountability, okay, I'm your man. But if you're looking for motivation, I'm not your man. I'm not going to be responsible to motivate you every single day. No, that's a you problem. That's something you got to figure out. I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that for you. You have to understand the roles that we have here. That's not my job. That's not my role to motivate you. There's enough of that. You can go look at David Goggins. You know what I'm saying? You can go watch Andrew Tate videos. Don't come like I'm not gonna be the one to motivate you, man. That has to be something that has already been made up in your mind. You want to change. Okay. Now that we have that established, I need the structure. I need the accountability. I'm your guy. That's where I come in. That's my role. You're making me play a whole different role. I can't be the quarterback and the receiver. No, 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 no. This is something you have to establish on your own. So, yeah, man. You got to get that together, man. All right, last one here on the Fit Report. We have one more. This is an interesting one. The right music significantly enhances your workout, increasing endurance by 65%. Okay. So this kind of ties into what I was saying about being motivated. you're never you're never going to be truly motivated to go work out. I'm never truly motivated to go work out. In fact, I really don't like working out, if we're being completely honest. But I know I need to work out. I know it's part of my lifestyle. It's a requirement for me. It's a non-negotiable. I have to work out. My body has to be at the highest level possible. It has to function. My body has to move and function at the highest level possible. And that to me is non-negotiable. So the process sucks. Yes, I get it. I don't like running. I don't like working out all the time when I don't feel like it. I don't like eating right all the time. I'm human, just like the rest of you guys. The only difference is I know that this is required. I know that has to be a part of my lifestyle. This has to be my routine. This is my routine. So when it comes to being motivated, you have to find what works for you. So I talked about how some people find motivation from looking at others. Hey, he has a nice body. Hey, she has a nice body. I want to look like that. Some people find motivation from looking at themselves in the mirror. Damn, I'm getting fat. Damn, I can't see my Johnson. So you have to figure out what is going to motivate you to go to the gym, to keep up this routine for as long as you can until you start to see results, and then you dial in harder. So I always say this, for me, I hate running, but I know that what gets me through a long run or even just a long gym session, I have to have a great playlist. I have to have my favorite music on my ear, listening. I have to be listening to my favorite artists. I have to be listening to a great playlist that's going to keep me going throughout my workout. Because that hour and a half that I'm in the gym for, that shit is brutal. So I need something that's going to get me through that. And the main thing for me is having a great playlist. So for you guys, if having a great playlist is what motivates you to keep going to the gym, then that's what it needs to be. 1 second, guys. Charge this damn phone. That's what it needs to be. So I always say, man, just do what works for you. Do something that you know is going to stick to it. And I know you hear people say, oh, well, if you need music, then you're not that motivated. Man, I don't give a damn about that shit. Who cares? I'm not competing with nobody, bro. If having a fire playlist is going to keep me in the gym and keep me consistent, then that's what it needs to be. Because I'm never motivated. I'm just consistent. In fact, I don't need you guys to be motivated. I need you to be consistent. But we need to get you in the door first, right? We need to get you in the door moving first, and then we can worry about being consistent. But it's never going to happen. Consistency is never going to happen if you're not going. So that's the main thing that we have to understand here. So Again, if having a playlist is going to get you there, if it's going to get you in the door, if it's going to get you in the gym, then that's what it needs to be. So find what is going to keep you there. Some of you guys go for the women. That's fine too. Some of you guys like seeing beautiful women in the gym working out. That's going to motivate you to get better. Okay, use that as your motivation. Use, maybe there's guys in there that you that have great bodies that you aspire to have. That could be your motivation. Maybe you see someone that's losing weight in there that's been going for a few months and they're seeing results. That could be your motivation. So do what works for you. Do whatever it's going to take for you to be consistent. So I definitely co-sign that one. All right. Let's move it on to What the Fitness. All right. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, man. Hit that subscribe button. We are going in today. All right. So here we have a man talking about being fat is unacceptable. And all right, let's see what he says, man.
Person on this earth ever got fat because they ate too much protein. People get fat is because they grossly undereat protein and they grossly overeat low quality processed foods full of carbs and fats. If you look at all the fat people on this earth, do you think they got fat because they ate too many chicken breasts? Oreo cookie and a hard-boiled egg have approximately the same number of calories, 70 calories. Which one are you more likely to eat 10 of? People could eat 10 Oreo cookies quite easily and still feel hungry. No one is going to be eating 10 hard-boiled eggs. An Oreo cookie, if you look at the ingredients, it's super long. It's got a bunch of processed, low-quality junk in it. That's why you will never overeat on eggs. You'll never overeat on apples. You will never overeat on steak or chicken. No fat person on this earth ever got.
Yeah. 100%, man. No one ever got fat by eating too much protein. It's very hard to get fat by eating too much protein. Now you can still over consume protein, but it's very hard to get fat eating a lot of protein. And he hit it right on the head. He talks about how most people undereat. The reason why a lot of you guys are fat, the reason why a lot of you guys cannot seem to lose any weight or gain any muscle is this simple reason right here. You guys are under eating protein and you're over consuming processed foods and carbohydrates. That's the only reason why. Most people overestimate how important protein is. Most people overestimate how important protein is. Mainly because they rely on getting full first. They rely on being full over satisfied. When you're full, that is a direct indication that you have overeaten. That is a direct indication that you've eaten too much. When you're prioritizing protein, you feel full or satisfied a lot sooner. So you're not going to tend to overeat when you prioritize protein in your diet. Which is why I always tell you guys to every meal that you have should have some type of protein in it. Whether that be a protein shake, protein snack, right? Protein bar, whatever, or just a high fiber snack, some fruit, some nuts, just something that has high fiber that's going to keep you full throughout the day, that's going to cause you to not overeat, right? And he hit it on the head. You take one egg and you take one Oreo. The egg is more nutrient dense, right? So the egg is going to keep you full a lot longer. So it's going to be, you have to eat, to overeat on eggs, you have to eat a lot. You have to eat a lot. I would say 7, 8 eggs. To overeat on Oreos, man, you might have to eat 20 of them shits. Overeating on Oreos is a lot easier, or it's a lot harder. Excuse me. You have to eat a bunch of Oreos to overeat because it's not as dense as the egg. The egg has way more nutrients in it, so it's gonna keep you full a lot longer. If you eat 6, 7 eggs, you might feel a little full. You eat 6, 7 Oreos, you can feel like you can eat about 20 more because it's just unprocessed junk food. Junk food is very less dense than whole foods. So that is the reason why most people are overeating. That's the reason why most people are fat. They don't count the calories of the Oreo. They just think, oh, this tiny thing, oh, it can't have that many calories. And the whole time, the whole Oreo has about like 100 calories per Oreo, per cookie. And here you are eating 10 to 20 of those things, eating one whole roll in the bag. That's going to set you back about 1,500 or so calories. That's a meal, bro. That's like 2 meals, really. That's 2 meals that you just ate that gave you no type of nutritional benefit, that didn't hit any macros besides processed sugars and carbohydrates, high empty, calories. So yeah, that's the reason why a lot of you guys are overweight and fat. It's the big reason, actually. So we have to be smarter, man. We have to be more intentional about how we eat our food, how we choose to eat our food. We were never really taught how to eat properly, which is the reason why a lot of us are not in the best shape physically. No one taught us how to eat. Yeah, we learned about the food pyramid growing up, but we never were taught how much of that we were supposed to eat. Because look, you can come to me, right? You can be like, Mac, I eat healthy all the time. Why am I still overweight? Well, you probably eat too much of healthy stuff. The reason why you're overweight is because you eat too much of it. You eat too much. You eat too much. You're overeating on the healthy. You can still get fat overeating on healthy food. I don't think people realize that. Just because you ate, a big ass chicken salad doesn't mean you didn't overeat. How much chicken did you eat? Yes, lettuce is light in calories, but what most people do is they put other shit in there. They put eggs in there. They put cheese. They put dressing, croutons. You just fucked up the whole salad. The whole salad is ruined. Like, you ever see people put bacon? They put bacon, eggs, cheese, croutons, nuts, seeds, chicken, steak on one salad. Like, bro, you might as well eat a whole damn cheeseburger at that point. That whole and they pour dressing on top of it. They're pouring dressing on top after all that. You might as well go eat a burger and fries. Like, it's crazy, man. If you're gonna eat healthy, keep it healthy. Stop making additions. Stop putting on extra shit that doesn't need to be put on there. You don't need bacon on there. You don't need bacon in a salad. I don't understand why y'all put bacon in salads. It blows my mind. Who does that? Eggs don't need to be in salads. You know, y'all just keep it simple, man. Lettuce, tomatoes, spinach, whatever you use for leafy greens, and some protein, and that's it. Keep that shit simple, man. So, yeah, man, It's a crazy game out here, man. You really have to understand how you eat, man. Stay away from processed foods, uh, because it's gonna be your downfall, man. It's gonna really hold you back from achieving any type of fitness goals that you have. But yes, let's move on. We have another article here, or not article, but we have another video here. Where do we have it? Ah, okay. So this woman is talking about blessing the food. Now, before I get into this video, I've been critical on the black community and the way we eat, because a lot of times a majority of us are not healthy, and we have the stats to back it up. You know, we lead the nation in obesity. Um, you know, from the men and the women. So we don't have the proper nutrition, we don't have the proper education. And a lot of times when it comes to gatherings, events, you know, we will sit around, because we're big on religion and things like that, and we'll sit around and bless food that is meant to kill us. So in this video here, you'll see a woman who's praying to God, thanking God to bless food. And as you can see here, the food ain't the best. Let's see what we got. We got 2 burgers, we got mac and cheese, we got baked beans. I don't really see any nutritional benefit in any of these things here. All processed foods, you know, none of it is made from scratch. So yeah, this is what we constantly do. So let's check this video out.
You want me to bless 2 mega cheeseburgers, loaded mac and cheese, and a bowl of baked beans?
Yeah, Lord, it's the 4th of July. Come on, like you.
No.
Lord, it's the 4th of July.
I'm calling a fast.
Not today, Lord, not today.
No, I am calling a fast.
But you always doing it. Lord, I ask that you bless this food in Jesus' name.
I think not. You want me to bless 2 mega cheeseburgers, loaded mac and cheese, and a bowl of baked beans?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is a lot of times, man. And, you know, this racist, like, people are going to call me a coon or whatever. I don't give a fuck, man. This needs to be said, bro. We in the black community, we continue to ask God to bless food that is meant to kill us. We will be praying for blessings over mac and cheese, over fried foods, fried fish, fried chicken. You know, oxtails, just things that are meant to destroy us slowly. Cornbread, candied yams. And yeah, you can find these things in Thanksgiving, but that's what it's only should be meant for. This should not be a thing that is in our community, but it is. And we've made this shit part of our diet, which is why, you know, we as black people, we have the highest rates of being obesity. We have the highest rates of obesity. We have the numbers to back it up. Yes. Black folks have the highest rate of obesity, and we have the numbers to back it up. But this is the reason why a lot of us are down this road that we're in, because we are blessed. We are eating this type of junk, and we're thinking that it's going to nourish our bodies and keep us going, keep us healthy. It's slowly killing us. The mac and cheese, the chicken wings, the fried fish, the candied yams, the peach, like, all this shit is meant to destroy us, man. It should not be in our everyday diet. You ever see, and I saw a video of a man asking, he was in China, and he was asking the Chinese locals where, you know, about American Chinese restaurants versus, you know, traditional Chinese. He was asking Chinese locals about traditional Chinese food versus American Chinese food. And they basically said, we don't eat the food in America over here. Chinese Chinese people don't eat the shit that they give to us. General Tao's chicken, uh, lemon chicken, uh, beef and broccoli. They don't eat that shit. They don't eat it. Why? Because they understand the bullshit that's in there. They'll sell it to you. They'll sell it to you all day in America. But rarely do you ever see them eating the same food that they give to you. We have to adopt the same mindset. You want to come to a soul food restaurant? Sure. But we shouldn't be eating that shit. There's like, if you understand what's in it, if you understand the risk and the complications that come with it, why consume it? All the sodium, all the salt, all the sugar, all the fat. Why would you subject yourself to that? So that's why I tell people, man, like you really have to control what you eat. You really have to control what you listen to when it comes to food, who you listen to. All these things are very, very important. We are going to put ourselves in an early grave continuing to eat the bullshit that we eat. Oxtails are the worst part of the cow. Now it's a delicacy. Now we consume it all the time. Go to any Caribbean restaurant, any soul food restaurant, they're going to give you oxtails. You go to the market. The market is selling this thing for $50, $35, $35 to $50. That shit is expensive. I don't know if you guys have tried to buy oxtails at the grocery store, but oxtail is expensive. And great marketing, by the way. They've done great marketing at promoting that thing as a delicacy. But really, that thing, we should not be eating any type of oxtails at all. But hey, man, this is reality, man. This is what we've signed up for. All right, let's move on. Let's keep it going, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep moving it on. What else we got here? All right, last one. Let's kind of switch gears up here. This woman is talking about how the gym is not a hookup spot. And before I get into it, you know what? Let's get into it, and then we'll share our thoughts afterwards. All right, let's get it.
Listen, not every trainer is banging their client. I know. That's so hard for you. I know. Let that sit in for a bit. Let it sit in. We'll wait. Okay, now that sit in, let's understand that, yes, I know the gym gets a very negative rep and is a lot of hypersexual rhetoric that runs around gym culture. And I just really would love if people would stop that. And I get it. There are some really slimy people who prey on people's insecurities and they bang their clients and people are just banging each other. And there's a lot of banging going on. I get it. However, let's highlight that some people really go to the gym because they want to make a positive effect on their life. They really want to lose weight. They want to reach their goals. They want to gain weight. They want to gain muscle. They want to learn form. They want to learn how to be more flexible. They want to be stronger. The gym is good for their mental health, all these positive things. And I just wish it was highlighted more instead of this whole sexual culture. Guys, let's stop being freaky for 1 second and let's get to the real root of why we go to the gym. It's not that hard. And I just want us to do that. God forbid somebody goes to the gym because they want to make their life better. Is that okay with y'all? Are y'all okay? Listen.
Yeah, definitely agree. Listen, man, everybody has a reason to go to the gym. And I don't know what the hell she was doing in that video. What is that? What is she doing to her face? Anyway, Everybody has a reason as to why they go to the gym. Some people go to actually get better and get in better shape. Other people go to kind of just buy time and, say they went, kind of just, you know, socialize, network, whatever. And then you have the ones that go there that's on the prowl, that's on the hunt. They want to get into some skins, right? Um, and you have trainers that do that. And if you guys don't know, I've been a trainer the last decade, worked in many gyms. And yeah, man, it's not a secret. It happens. Definitely clients and trainers definitely they will definitely cross that line. Sometimes it's on the trainer, sometimes it's on the client. And I've been in both situations um early in my career. But as I gotten older, I've definitely swayed away from partaking in that activity. Even now, to the point where the gym I train at, I don't even really try to cross that line with anybody. That's not even, I don't even cross that line with people that are not my clients. Like girls at the gym, I don't even talk to for real. Like, yeah, we're cool. Like, we have a conversation here and there. But as far as me trying to holler at them and, you know, hang out with them outside the gym, I'm not even on that, bro. Because as a trainer, you have to understand, man. Um, Even though this is the gym is still a social place, and it really doesn't seem like a work environment, it still is a work environment. You still work there, you know. This is still where you make your money at. So, and I've seen guys go down that route and mess up their money. I've seen guys go down that route and mess up other trainers' money because it happened to me. I was One time I was training a client, and after the session, she told me like, "Hey, Matt, can we train somewhere else?" I was like, "Why? Like, what's the problem?" She said, "Oh, one of the trainers that worked at the gym I was training her out of, they used to date, and it made her uncomfortable." So now I'm just like, damn, now I gotta find a new gym to train her at. And this I could potentially lose out on this person if she doesn't like the gym that I bring her to, or, you know, the situation of the gym, like, because every gym has a different culture, every gym has a different pay structure. Some gyms are charge higher in rent. So I was like, damn, now I'm in a inconvenient situation where I have to find a new gym. I have to figure out how much that it's going to cost to bring her over there. And, so now it made issues for everybody, which is why to this day, I do not try to talk to anybody at the gym. At least I don't go past, I keep it at the gym. I never try to hang out with them. I don't try to take them on dates. I don't try to do any of that, bro. I keep everything where it's at. You do not want to shit where you eat. That is the number one thing as a trainer. If you guys are up and coming trainers, the best advice I can give you right now: never shit where you eat. I remember this was an event back in LA. I met Mike Rashid. If you guys don't know, Mike Rashid is he's one of the first fitness influencers that was on YouTube. Now he has a massive fitness empire. But I got to meet him at an event, and I was still fairly kind of not really new, but I just wanted to pick his brain with certain things. I asked him a few questions. I was just like, hey, what are some things that you see trainers do that can stop them from success? And he was just like, yo, don't fuck your clients and don't fuck nobody else's clients. And I was like, oh shit, okay, that makes sense. Because now you get a situation like me where if you're a trainer that's smashing somebody else's client and it goes bad, now that client might not want to work out there anymore. So now that's going to fuck up your money. And now you have to figure something else out. So you never want to get yourself in a situation where it's going to cost you money. It's already hard enough to be an independent trainer. You don't want to make it harder for yourself. So the best thing you can do is to remain clean, keep everything professional, Because the last thing you want to do, man, is go to work and think that, damn, I hope this person ain't there. That's the last thing you want to. You want to go to work knowing that you're good. There's no drama. You don't have any drama. Nobody is questioning you about nothing. You know, you just want to go to work and work, man. Everything else, you can find women outside the gym. It really isn't that hard. You know, you don't need to go to the gym to find women. So I'll tell any trainer that, man, actually go to the gym and train. Train, be sociable, you know, be friendly, but keep it at that. Do not try to take it outside of that, because that's where the issues lie. So that's what I can say about that, man. Guys have to really be careful in those situations. I've seen guys lose their jobs over this shit, man. Where girls have reported the trainer because of, it ended bad, right? So I've seen that happen as well. So you guys have to be very careful, man. The gym is a very touchy place. It's a very hypersexualized place. We understand that people are grunting, moaning, thrusting. It's a lot of hypersexual movements. So yes, you're gonna have hypersexual activity in the gym. But as a trainer, as a coach, you have to be remain professional at all times, even if you're being propositioned with it, man. You still want to be professional. The last thing you want to do is get caught in a situation where it can cost you your job or your money. So, yeah, man. All right, so let's get to the main event, man. The main event, we touched on it briefly. We're talking today about how men need to embrace being uncomfortable when it comes to getting in shape. Okay. Every goal that you want, whether it be every goal that you want when it comes to getting in shape, whether it be fat loss, muscle building, strength, confidence, that lives on the other side of being uncomfortable. It lives on the other side of discomfort. So if you're not willing to suffer just for a little bit, then you'll never earn it. It's never going to be in your possession. Because you can ask somebody right now, hey, do you want to get in shape? Yes. Hey, do you want to have a six pack? Yes. Hey, do you want to have muscle definition? Yes. But then if you ask them or tell them, hey, this is what you need to do to get all these things, they don't want to do it. Or so then you don't want it then. It's very plain and simple. You don't want it. Everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do. That's where you lose most people. That's where most people fall off. That's where they fall short. It sounds good. We talked about that last week. Everything sounds good until it's time to actually do it. It sounds good to get in shape until you actually have to commit yourself to going 3-4 times a week. It sounds good to having abs until you realize, oh damn, I actually got to eat right. I actually got to really track my calories and control my portion sizes. It's hard. Everybody isn't going to do it. So you have to understand there's men who dabble in shit and then there's who dominate. There's those who do it when they feel like it, and then there's those that are consistent. There's no in between. And that's just how it goes. So a lot of you guys are like, most people are not in shape because they don't know what to do. They're just out of shape because they keep avoiding being uncomfortable. Everybody knows how to do, most people should know how to do a push-up. Most people should know how to do a basic dip, a basic squat, a basic body weight squat, right? These things, everybody knows how to run around the neighborhood or jog. Everybody knows, everybody can do basic movement. The problem is, can you keep doing that for a consistent period of time? Most of the time, the answer is no, because it's too hard. Most of you guys only do shit when you feel like it. You had a hard workout one day, you wake up the next day, you're sore all over. Oh man, I don't want to go to the gym today. Nah, get your ass up and go to the gym. Your goals don't care how you feel. This is what you wanted, right? You wanted to be in better shape. You wanted to have more muscle definition. You wanted to have a lower body fat. So your goals don't care how you feel at that moment. You're a little sore. That's part of the process. Who cares? Get up and go again. Get up and do it anyway. You don't like being uncomfortable. This shit is too hard. Okay, well then be where you are. Don't change. That's fine. Don't change. No one's going to feel bad for you. So the ones who want it are going to get it. And that's just all it boils down to. The ones who don't want it are going to be where they are, and they're going to look at the people that's winning, and they're going to be wishing that they can be in that position. Well, you had every opportunity to be in that position. But the problem with you is you don't want to do what's required to win. We have to constantly challenge ourselves to be, and I always talk about this, man, and I'm going to keep hitting it on the head. We always have to challenge ourselves to do more than necessary. That's the only way we're going to continue to keep our edge, stay sharp, man. Most of you guys are just, we live life easy, especially in today's society. We got DoorDash, we got, AC cars, AC in our cars. It's acceptable to not have a fit body, as you guys see with the first article in the Fit Report about how having a dad bod is the ideal body type now. So of course you're not going to feel motivated to go out and work out, man. Look what's being pushed on you. So if you're not trying to build resistance, man, you're only going to get weaker from it. If you're not intentionally trying to better yourself, you're only getting weaker. If you're not trying to get stronger, you're getting weaker. And that's all it boils down to. So when it comes to being uncomfortable, we get the best results physically, right? Mentally. As far as when it comes to the mental aspect, you learn who you are. You learn that you can push past your limits. You learn that you can do one more rep. You learn that you can go another day. You didn't die the next day or the day before. You can go again today. So slowly it's building you into the person that you want to be, that you always wanted to become. But you can't get there unless you put yourself in that position in the first place. Where most of us go wrong is we chase comfort over commitment. We look for easier ways instead of better systems. We confuse being sore or tired with something being wrong. And then the last one I would say is, we quit too soon before we even see anything happen. Oh, I've been working out 2 weeks. I ain't seen no results yet, bro. It's been 2 fucking weeks. It's been 2 weeks. What do you think is going to happen in 2 weeks? You haven't worked out in 7 months and you think you're going to see results in 2 weeks. Like you have to really come back down to reality, man. So I'm challenging you guys to every day, at least for 30 days, do something that's going to make you uncomfortable. And it can be very as simple as, instead of taking the elevator, take the stairs. Take a cold shower. Work out an extra day. Say no to a craving. Do a fasted morning walk. Just do something that's gonna push you out of your element. That's gonna get you better. That's how you build discomfort. That's how you, as they say, get comfortable being uncomfortable. But you can't do that unless you put yourself in that position in the first place. So my thing is this, man. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Do something hard every single day. Do something challenging every single day. It's gonna push you past your limits. It's gonna make you realize you can do this again. It's all a mentality. That's all that it's all it is. It's all a mentality. We give up in our mind before we give up, our body gives up. Yeah, we give up in our mind first before our body gives up. Our body is a machine. We can actually do more than we realize. We can lift more, push more, squat more than we realize. But if your mind is weak, then your body's going to follow suit. So, but anyway, man, that is a wrap for today's episode. We appreciate you guys for tapping in as always. Make sure you guys hit that like button, man. We'll be back again tomorrow 6:30, same time. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to Poetry 5, man. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate the super chats. We getting some love in here. I appreciate you guys as well. So just follow me on that journey, man. Again, if you guys are looking to not spend all day in the gym, and find a realistic way of losing fat, building muscle, and reclaiming your edge as a man, then definitely hit me on the DM. You guys can DM me the word ready on Instagram. Or you guys can hit that coaching application in the bio right there. Here's the coaching application for you guys as well. Appreciate you, brother. But yeah, we're gonna be here again tomorrow, man. And we're gonna keep giving you guys this content. I'm growing with this. Listen, and I told you guys before, I'm not the best speaker, bro. I am not a great podcaster, whatever you want to call this show. I'm learning this shit just like everybody else. But the only thing that separates me from everybody else is I'm showing up and doing it every day. The days I don't want to do it, I show up and do it. The days I would rather stay in bed, I'm doing it anyway. I'm working on this shit every single day. Now, I'm not trying to be the world's greatest public speaker. I fuck up on my words. I stumble on my words. I lose my train of thought sometimes. But, bro, I'm getting better at this. And I want you guys to have the same mentality when it comes to getting back in shape. Show up when you don't feel like it. Just do the work every single day. Do something small every single day. 30 days. In 30 days, you will be a whole different person as far as the way you think, how you feel about yourself. You don't believe me? Try it. That's a challenge. That is me challenging you right now. Do something that's going to challenge you for 30 days. It's going to tell you a lot about yourself, man. So anyway, man, I got to get up out of here. I appreciate you guys. We will be back tomorrow again. This is the Winner's Diet Show, Winner's Diet TV on Instagram, Project Mac on Instagram, and I'm out this thing. Peace.